D-Night guys, it's me, Sergeant Major Mario. What is up? Welcome back to Sonic Adventure. I am here with...
I hate you.
No, you don't. I am here with...
You're right, I don't, but you are a baka.
I am here with...
Arthur.
There you go.
Who's eating lunch currently?
Wait, what?
I'm eating lunch. I have food.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting time differences somewhat. I don't know why I do. Anyway, last time we were here, we spent an hour catching the fucking frog. This time we're going to spend another hour to catch that fucking frog.
Yeah, that's going to be exciting.
That's why you're here.
Yeah, I was, because he messages me like, hey, are you ready to do the stream today? And I'm like, oh yeah, you're still doing big storyline, huh? And he's like, yeah.
You know what's really depressing? Like, Gamma's stream is pretty much just gonna be done in like 30 minutes, if that.
Yeah. But yeah, I was debating joining just because I know, like, okay, big storyline is boring as sin. And he's better off with some company, so he's not just yelling at frogs and fish.
So gotta have someone here to talk about anything but the game.
Yeah, I'm slightly out of it because of all the medication I've been on recently, and that's part of why I have lunch, just because, yeah, food is good, and it helps me keep my strength up, but, yeah. This is a nice decision. And,
that's good, isn't it?
Hopefully Froggy isn't an asshole this time. Although something I kept thinking about was, I wonder if I should get, like, Percy a frog toy. But, I don't know. She's not really into toys. It would be cute, like, I just get my cat a frog because she's my big, fluffy, emotional support cat, but, yeah.
The frog will be dead.
Not an actual frog, a toy frog.
Oh. The frog will be dead.
I don't know, I'm not one of those people who can take care of, like, aquatic animals. Like, I've had fish for, like, 10 years, because I kept acquiring fish. And I kept them as pets, because it's, like, to throw away a pet fish, that's kind of cruel. So we raised fish for, like, years. And then when all the fish died, I'm like, I'm never having fish again. Because they're a lot of work.
The thing is, people
they don't do anything.
Underestimate a fish's lifespan. Like, a goldfish can live up to 15 years.
That too. They can live really long times. But the thing about fish, if you want to properly take care of a fish, they are very persnickety animals. Like, some people have the misconception and think, oh, I could just stick this fish in a bowl of water and it'll be fine. All I have to do is feed it every now and again. And then they leave their fish in, like, polluted water. That's disgusting. And how is that fish not dead? But yeah, like, take really good care of a fish. You gotta change the water regularly. You gotta feed them according to what they eat in the wild. You gotta balance the pH in the water, and it's like, I don't know how to do any of that. And, like, for a pet that doesn't do anything, for a pet that I can't take on walks, or, like, cuddle with, or, like, really bond with, I'm not gonna do that.
Wouldn't you argue that hamsters are just pointless?
No, because a hamster you can cuddle.
And for those of you
and also they're cute.
For those of you asking, what's the point of this conversation? We're fishing. Because, you know, I had someone argue that my thing should be podcasts instead of live streams. That was an interesting discussion. Yeah, not calling the person out in case they're here, but I'll tell you about it after the stream, Sam.
Okay.
Can I break this piece of ice? It looks like it's breakable. Big? Alright. So, big exciting news in the world of gaming. The Great Ace Attorney Collection! Finally coming out! Got a release date and all! Cannot fucking wait for that.
I know you do love your Ace Attorney.
Yeah, coming out in July. I am stoked. Like, holy shit, this is a big deal.
Your birthday's in July too, right?
Yeah, it's coming out on the 27th.
So that'll be like the perfect gift for, like, to yourself from yourself. Just Ace Attorney stuff.
A bit late, but yeah.
I mean, like, I consider stuff that comes out in June that I like to be like a birthday gift from the universe, so...
Holy shit, I got the frog already. What the fuck? How'd I get the frog already? What is this witchcraft?
Maybe.
I said, what is this witchcraft?
I don't know.
Am I actually going to get the frog first try?
Maybe he's vampire. We don't know.
Maybe a frog is vampire. You don't know. In which case, why is he in the water? What? Oh, for fuck's sake! Motherfucker. Ugh. Thought I actually had it. I thought I actually had the goddamn frog. I thought I thought life would have given me a mulligan. Turns out, no. God, I'm too close to the water to cast out the line. Instead of, you know, dropping it.
Yeah, because he's like sneaking under the ice.
Yeah. I don't like that hammerhead shark behind it. I don't like the robot fish behind it.
I just thought to myself that like Big might be a cat, but like Froggy is also like a cat just in a frog's body, because like the way Froggy, like, does Froggy view this as playing? Like where he catches the line, then he sneaks under the ice so you can't get him right away. It's like how I play with Percy sometimes.
I got the fucking frog again. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Oh my god, I caught the frog! What the fuck? Ha! That took 3 minutes! The other one took an hour! What the fuck?
Who knows?
Okay. How you gonna lose the frog this time, big asshole? Ooh, it's good Pepsi. I would love to get sponsored by Pepsi if I ever had the chance. I won't. Like, I would follow the fact theme philosophy of like selling out and not go for brands that I wouldn't use.
Yeah.
But like, you know, if Pepsi were to come out to me saying, "Would you like to be a corporate shill?" I'd be like, "Fuck right, I would."
I think about that too, like, if I were to ever get, like, a sponsorship for anything, I want it to be a product I actually use and actually believe in.
Yeah. Well, it's like,
like,
you could tell by some, like, there are these YouTubers I occasionally watch. I can't recall the name off the top of my head, but it's like they sneak into, like, abandoned places to, like, you know, see...
Yeah, those are the urban explorers.
Yeah. They got sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, and it's like, really? You do
It's
nothing.
like the weirdest juxtaposition.
Yeah,
It has
like,
nothing related to gaming.
You do
like, you
nothing gaming related. Why the fuck are you sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends?
Like, a more fitting sponsorship would be, like, maybe a camping supply store. Because they might use supplies associated with camping.
Or like a torch company. You know, a company that sells torches. But not fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Or a flashlight
for the Americans.
Oh yeah, sorry, a flashlight for freedom. But, like, that's like the lock-picking lawyer getting sponsored by a fucking VPN, you know?
Yeah.
It's just
it's
so...
a little bit of a juxtaposition.
Yeah, and it's like, why? Like, I remember I saw that...
That's what I think of.
Like I remember I saw the sponsorship, and it's like, do you really need that sponsorship money?
Yeah. Like, I would be very picky about, like, sponsors that try to reach out to me. Like, say if I make cat-related content, because I have a cat that is in no way marketable, or memeable, or anything. But say I get called up by Tidy Cats, or Purina, and they're like, oh, we would love to sponsor you, and have you, like, advertise our products, and also we will give you free cat stuff. I would gladly accept, because free cat stuff is nice.
Yeah,
and
I don't
and
mind,
like stuff that I use.
I don't mind like those kind of. I don't mind sponsored content when like you know they're able to make. You know, like I don't like the sponsored content that just pauses the video so they can read off a script.
Yeah.
But I don't mind those that work a video around the sponsored content. Like a YouTuber I watch, Colin Furs. Like he makes stuff. Like he builds shit. You know, he made like a flamethrower scooter and stuff like that. And when he gets sponsored, it's normally make something that is from our thing. You know, like when he got sponsored by Sekiro, he made a fold-out shield. When he got sponsored by World of Tanks, he made an actual fucking tank. And it's like,
wow.
Yeah, and it's like I like that kind of sponsored content. Yes, it's sponsored, And yeah, he kind of has to, you know, keep mentioning the fact it's like, oh, use this code to get % off. But, you know, you're still making something cool, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And I'm thinking with that example, like if I were to get sponsored by say like Brother or Singer, they make sewing machines and like thread and stuff. Like, say if I were to get sponsored by them, I might do a thing where maybe I'm using one of their machines and I'm seeing how much stuff I can make with those machines. And like that sort of thing. Or if Prismacolor sponsored me, oh my god, that would be such a dream if they sponsored me because I use their markers. And I would just use Prismacolor markers to color stuff with. I do that now, but if I can get like free markers out of the deal, that'd be amazing. Because you know how expensive those things are?
I can imagine they're pretty pricey.
Yeah, on the more expensive end, they can be like $5 to $7 a marker, depending on when you shop. If you get really lucky, or if they're on sale, sometimes you can get them for like $3 and change a marker, and that's if you're buying it by individual marker. If you're trying to buy a set of like 12, that can cost you like $20 if you're lucky to $30 or more. Oh yeah, actually. Years ago, I got my first set of, like, I think 72 Prismacolor markers, and it was a gigantic set because prior to getting that set, I had just been buying the colors individually as I needed them. But my first set, if I can go back into... Hi, Percy. If I can go back into my shopping history and see how much I bought it for, that set, when I bought it, like 3 years ago, was about $130.
Bloody hell.
And currently the price for it is $136 and change. But like sets for like 200 plus markers can go to up to like $400.
God, is even,
like the pricing on them is ridiculous.
Is it even worth all those felt tips?
They last very long. They last very long. They're good quality markers. They're good for blending. They won't really stain each other as much, because sometimes when you color with cheap markers, or color with markers in general, if you try to blend them and they're not meant for blending, say if you try to blend a yellow marker with a red marker, if you try to blend yellow on red, it's congratulations, your yellow is turning orange, and you can't do anything about it. And that sort of thing. But Prismacolor markers, they're meant to blend a little bit. They even have a marker that is just a blender. And, you know, that sort of thing. So they're good quality markers, and they will last you a long time. Like, even the ones I have that are drying out just color very light compared to what they should be. So they will last you a long time, so they might be good for the money. It also just depends on how you use them, because you can't color like a maniac with them. You know how, when you're a kid and you get markers or crayons or whatever, you just color like a crazy person where you're going from side to side very fast and you're just trying to spread ink everywhere? You can't really do that with Prismacolors, because the markers will dry out and just not color very effectively.
Honestly, I don't even bother with felt tips anymore. Like, the sound of them getting on, going across paper just doesn't rub right. Like, so
it gives you, like, ear feel.
Yeah, and the goosebumps are all over my body, and I'm getting them now just thinking about it. Ugh.
Oh, I'm like that with nylon laundry bags. I cannot stand nylon laundry bags, because the sound they make when anything rubs against them just... it sends a chill down my spine, and not in the fun way. It's... bleh.
This Sonic Adventure Let's Stream is brought to you by Prima Markers. Prima Markers, you need a mortgage to buy them.
Oh my god, I would love to be sponsored by Prismacolor if I ever got that popular, but yeah, that's not happening anytime soon.
Well, you deleted your video, so of course it ain't happening anytime soon.
No, I didn't delete them, they're just privated, because at the time, there was the whole Tom Tillis bullshit that was, I don't know if anything's happening on that.
Oh, that shit.
He hasn't updated me about that, so...
Yeah. Like, I don't even know if that's gonna affect other countries. I deleted, straight up, some of my most popular videos, which were like parodies and stuff, like my Send Myth Lardin.
Like, I just privated, like, I just privated my stuff. In theory, I could just, like,
I deleted it because I don't even know what the hell the algorithm is like, because algorithms can still detect private videos with, like, for, like, copyright and stuff.
Yeah. They can detect unlisted videos for copyright shit.
Yeah, private ones as well. Where the fuck is Froggy? I found it surprising how Big can swim, yet Sonic and his friends sink like rocks. Well, Big swimming is, you know, he requires a flotation device to do so.
I'm still wondering what breed of cat Big would be, and I'm almost convinced he's a ragdoll, because ragdolls are supposed to be pretty cool around water, but I don't know if there are any, like, domestic breed cats that swim.
I did find out that there is a reason why cats don't swim.
Yeah?
It's mainly to do with their fur.
Well, yeah, fur is not very water-friendly.
It's that, and, like, the fur sticks to their fur, the water sticks to their fur much more than dogs, and they can't shake it off as easy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's why, like, when a cat gets wet, it looks like a disaster.
I mean, like, when a cat's face can get wet, it can shake that off, but that's its face.
Because the fur is different, but, like, the rest of the body and the tail, if that gets wet, it's congratulations, you have a soaking wet cat.
Yeah, I remember I was trying to explain that to a mate who didn't get it, and I said, okay, next time, you know, if you get like a t-shirt out of the washing machine, dunk it in water, then put it on and try and shake it dry. The weight will be a nightmare to do. Because a lot of people underestimate how heavy things can get when they're soaking wet.
Yeah, that's a very, like, you know, it's a very surprising thing you don't really think about. Like, even lifeguards, when they do, like, lifeguard training, like, part of the training is, okay, you have to swim, like, fully clothed, or you have to make, like, a flotation device out of your clothes, and, like, it's to, like, experiment like that, because, say, if there's an emergency, and you might not be in, like, your swimwear or, like, your lifeguard uniform, say, if you're fully clothed, they're plain clothed, they're not on duty, but feel the need to help someone, you kind of got to be prepared for those scenarios.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's just a lot of things, the wonders of the world, except not really wonders, it's just bullshit.
Yeah. When Gamma steals Froggy, just the way that he's bouncing, and just the fact that his gun is a hand, it looks like he's trying to threaten Big.
Yeah, I know, right? He says, I'm fucking, try me, bitch. Try me, I fucking dare you.
You will give me $1 billion by midnight tonight, or your frog friend is dead.
Oh, the frog gets it. Just imagining fucking EU102 Gamma's like, you know, fucking tuxedo with like a with like a fedora. I love.
And if anyone asks who kidnapped your frog friend, it was like the southern. God damn it! I lost the joke.
Jokeable.
I got tongue tied over myself, and I'm like, yeah, I can't say it properly, so screw it.
I love Froggy so much, I'm gonna impale his cheek with the hook and rip him violently out of his natural habitat. Big. I mean, to be fair, that is essentially what he's doing with a hook. So,
yeah, kind of.
Eggman has an aquarium confirmed in what looks like very unclean water. Unless he just can't be bothered to clean the algae out.
Algae.
Algae.
It's pronounced algae? I thought it was pronounced algae.
Is it? Really? US?
I've
UK,
only heard it
English
pronounced
differences?
algae before.
I've only heard algae.
But yeah, like, algae's just... Algae, whatever. It's the most disgusting thing. Like, as much as I love kayaking, I cannot stand algae because it's disgusting and it's green, and I'm just paranoid about it getting on my skin. Because, like, you can get sick if enough of that gets on your skin. Like, God forbid you ingest that stuff. Yeah, that's a trip to the hospital right there.
Isn't algae still technically good for the environment, though?
Good for the environment, but, like with anything, like, prolonged exposure, like, sometimes it's not about the chemical or the toxin itself. Sometimes it's about the dosage, or, like, the amount of it you're exposed to, or the amount you ingest. It's like how people have some allergic reactions. For example.
You kind of cut out there a bit.
Ah, shoot. What I was saying was that basically, like with any toxic substance, it's always about, like, the amount that you're exposed to and how frequently you're exposed to it. It's sort of like people with food allergies, how, say you have someone who's allergic to carrots. They might be able to eat cooked carrots, but they can't eat raw carrots because the allergens are different. And the amount of allergens present within the cooked carrots is different from the amount of allergens presented in raw carrots. And but yeah, like any sort of like toxic or hazardous material is all about like not just the chemical itself, but also the the amount of it that is present.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
3 levels in a row, and I've been able to catch the frog without fail. I whacked myself in the bollocks with the controller. Ow!
Oh no!
Ah! Oh, that pain builds up. That's oh, you've been lucky. You will never have to experience this pain.
Yeah, that's definitely something I don't experience.
No, but men do. Let me tell you, nothing hurts more than getting kicked in the bollocks by steel-toe cap boots. I know from experience.
Ow!
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I don't even have those parts and I can feel it.
The pain's fading now. Oh, thank God. Big looks to be a dog more than a cat.
I mean, yeah. I can. I don't know if I can see that or not, but like the ears, like they're not like normal cat ears. So I can kind of see someone maybe if they didn't know he was a cat right off the bat, maybe they would think he's some kind of weird kangaroo thing. But I don't know if I see him being a dog.
You said kangaroo, and I was imagining Big the Cat in that fucking Kangaroo Court music video.
Now you just gave me the mental image of Big in a kangaroo costume.
Why is Big being shown these flashbacks? What relevance have to the plot?
I don't know. It's like, if anything, the character who should have the most meaningful flashbacks is Knuckles, because he's the last of his kind, so like seeing more of his kind should be like a big revelation to him. But it's just sort of treated like, just kind of there.
Could you imagine, like, as the water ripples, Big casts his line in, "Something's biting!" Fishes out chaos.
I still think Takal is cute. She's just adorable. And she has to die so terribly.
A kangaroo Sonic character might be cute. You know, I bet you flat out that if it was a guy, they would straight up call him Joey. Even though that's the name of like a kid, like or like a baby kangaroo, they would just call him Joey the kangaroo.
I think the kangaroo in Tekken is also named Joey, even though it's a female because it has a little Joey in her pouch.
In what, sorry?
Tekken.
Alright.
Yeah, because there are a couple of animal characters in Tekken that you can play as playable fighters. There's Joey, who's a kangaroo, with a kangaroo in her pouch. So it's just a mom and like their kid just fighting together, and they both have boxing gloves, and it's weirdly adorable. But I've seen real life kangaroo pouches, and now that character is ruined for me. There's also Panda, who is a panda, and follows this Chinese chick around, and keeps getting into shenanigans where they get separated and stuff. And then there's Kuma, who likes Panda, but Panda doesn't always feel the same way about Kuma. So he has to kind of win her affections. And I think he also used to fight with Heihachi, or one of the old men in Tekken. I'm not sure who. I don't really remember. And then I remember in one of the Tekken games, there was like this little dinosaur dragon thing, but that was just a one-time thing because that was a guest character from a different series.
Big has no idea what he's seeing. Is just another of his mental hallucinations. It does remind me of what someone did, where they zoomed in on Big's mind as Tico was talking and just played like the Trollolol clip. Since I've been watching Avatar lately, Big looks like Momo. Really? One of the avatars?
Oh, I could see Big as being a lemur. Like a really big fat lemur. See, like, other than being a cat, I could see him as a lemur. Because, there are these kinds of lemurs that actually have, like, a very similar, like mask-type fur features.
Oh!
And,
sorry, I'm
they
stupid.
have, like, the rings in their tails.
I'm stupid. Last Airbender. Right, I was thinking James Cameron's Avatar, because that's literally just called Avatar.
Yeah, like, ring-tailed lemurs. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Like, Tangle is a ring-tailed lemur. So, like, if you took away if you adjusted the ears, like, you could probably mistake, like, Big for, like, a ring-tailed lemur. With the ears, though, I do see him as kind of looking like Momo from Avatar. Just really fat purple Momo.
Mind you,
That's kind of cute, actually.
The
ringtail
ringtail lemur, and I'm just imagining with like King Julian from like Madagascar.
Thing is, when it comes to lemurs, I'm biased because I grew up with Zubumafu. But Zubumafu is not a ringtail lemur, he's a sifaka.
Oh, silly buddies. You can't fish the silly penguins. You cannot get your frog buddies.
Oh my god, just the mere mention of Zubumafu, and I'm just mentally getting turned to the Zubumafu theme song.
Big doesn't do anything cat-like. To be fair, do any of the characters do anything animal-like? Like, what does Sonic do that's hedgehog-like? What does Tails do that's fox-like?
I mean, for all we know, those chili dogs could have mealworms in it. The chili dogs could be a giant mealworm disguised as a hot dog.
Never confirmed, so it ain't canon.
I know a lot about hedgehogs. I know how to sneak a lot of hedgehoggy shit into Sonic's characterization. Fight me.
Big's just freaking out like he's having a fucking fit.
Actually, that reminds me, because in the Sonic IDW comics, there's a panel like toward the start, like the Metal Virus arc, where he's actually running on a wheel, but the wheel has bars in it. It's got bars and gaps in it. When you are raising or taking care of an actual hedgehog, you do not want a wheel that has bars on it. Just get them like a solid plastic wheel. Because the thing about the metal wheels with the gaps in it, their little hedgehog feet can get caught in there. And it's going to hurt them. So don't get those kinds of wheels if you're ever taking care of a real hedgehog. Just get a solid plastic wheel. That I find funny and just amusing because he's using the wrong kind of wheel. He should realistically be getting his feet caught in there and getting hurt.
Yeah, but, you know, he's got big-ass cartoon feet anyway, so...
Have you seen the gaps on the wheel?
No, but even still.
He should be twisting his ankle.
Big Sumo's Party 9 is now on Switch exclusively.
What that is?
No, am I gonna have to fight this boss?
I think you have to fish Froggy out of chaos.
Sonic's just running in place there. Don't worry, I'll get it for you. Runs away.
Aim for the frog and cast your lure.
I'm actually fishing.
Yep.
Good.
You gotta fish Froggy out of chaos.
Lord, what is my life come to? Wait, there's no like. Wait, the target isn't resting on him. How will I know what to aim if the target isn't even hitting him? It's just going under him. Well, I have to guess.
Maybe? I don't know how chaos works. Maybe chaos is vampire, we don't know.
Oh, that ain't good. Oh, he leaps! He leaps! Sonic Zombies joke. Well, I just missed that clearly. That was my damn ass fault. What? What? The only Sonic characters that do anything animal-like are the animals that are Mobian. I hope I spelled that word right.
Oh yeah, the word Mobian is spelled correctly there. Yeah, they don't really display, like, traditional, like, animal characteristics very often. But yeah, I think in one of the Archie comics, Big does chase after a ball of yarn, but I think that's about the only cat-like thing he does. Yeah. It's hard to think of examples where they're acting like, specifically like hedgehog-like or fox-like or cat-like or what have you.
This boss is very strong. I don't even know if I'm hitting or not. Like, I don't even know if I'm doing it right. Like, is the target meant to, like, rest on chaos? Do I, like, move it up or down? Well, I did it, apparently.
Yeah, this boss is weird.
They got fleas and had to wear flea collars in Sonic Boom. That's Sonic Boom. That's... Oh.
Oh yeah, they did do that, and I remember that episode. I just thought it was weird.
Takul literally just appeared at the last second to give me a hint on how to beat the boss after I beat it.
Excuse me, Mr. Big. I am a glowing ball of light that is the spirit of an echidna girl who died years ago. Can I give you a hint as to how to defeat chaos here? I remember the flea collar episode in Boom. I thought it was so weird. Specifically like that, where they don't realize they have, like, they might realize that they have fleas, but like everyone's trying to itch themselves in secret. That weirded me out, especially when it got to Amy's bit. But, yeah, the flea collar thing.
I know SpongeBob's
Like-
a flea episode.
They're underwater.
Yeah, Sandy came
How do
back.
fleas work underwater?
Sandy came back from the surface to go back underwater, only to get fleas. Then she wore a flea collar, which then jumped to SpongeBob, then to Patrick, and then the fleas separated to become a massive flea monster that destroyed the flea collar and was threatening to scratch them to death until Sandy opened up her dome and let water in.
Huh.
So, yeah.
It's just a mess. You guys ever see what happened to Takal in the Archie comics? It was horrible. One of the worst things that Ian ever wrote for Sonic. Do you mean that to Chaos thing? I could have sworn that was Pendleton.
To Chaos?
To Chaos.
To Chaos, right, okay. That just...
Yeah, to Chaos.
sounds
During
like-
the, it's either 25 years later or 30 years later, where it's sort of like this 10 minutes into the future kind of thing where, you know, it's 30 years later, all the characters are grown, some of them have kids of their own now, etc., etc. And, at one point, Shadow becomes king of, whatever that kingdom is, and, Tikal and Chaos basically fused. And she kind of looks like a booger, which made me sad.
Don't think I want to see that fusion dance.
You know that the Full Metal Alchemist meme of just the girl and the dog, and just that popular piece of art where it's just they're doing the Dragon Ball fusion
I've
dance
seen
on top
it.
of an alchemy circle.
I want that
I'm
on a
just thinking of that
t-shirt.
with Tikal and Chaos.
I want it on a t-shirt because I fucking love... I
think that is a popular T-shirt that you can get somewhere. I don't know where exactly, but I'm pretty sure you can find it easily if you look for it.
I thought to Chaos was Pendleton too, but apparently no, it was Ian. Oh dear.
Oh,
I mean, Pendleton made fucking, you know, Turbo Tails. What the fuck that thing was.
No. I like Tikal. I don't want to see her hurt.
No, not Turbo Tails. I think it was Titan Tails.
Oh yeah, the really buff-looking one.
Yeah, there it is!
That disturbing creep, like, the disturbing little creep of nature.
Hey, system, if you haven't seen this, then prepare your Discord inbox.
Oh yeah, System points out it ends with Tikal being murdered by Sonic and Sailor's weird clone kids. Oh my god, those kids weird me out. Because they are exact clones of their parents. Oh my god, Tommy, why did you send me that? I'm going to kill you.
Honestly, like, kid characters kind of have one of my least favorite tropes with how they design kid characters.
It always ends up being like an exact clone of their biological parents. And
Either-
sometimes the genders are switched, but either
Yeah.
the genders are like totally matched.
It's
and
like-
it's disturbing.
It's like, you know, if the dad is blonde and the mum is a brunette, it's pretty much, oh, look! The girl's blonde and the boy's brown! Their kid's alright! And it's like really...
Or sometimes you have really weird genetics of, say, the mom has blue hair and the dad has red hair. Suddenly their kids are blonde.
What it's like...
And both the kids are biologically there, so why are they blonde?
I mean, it's like, my mum is blonde. Yet, my two sisters are ginger, my brother's blonde, and I'm brown. So
Well,
I
that
don't...
could also mean that that it's a recessive gene, because apparently I think my grandmother, she has like a recessive like blonde hair gene, and my little cousin was born like bright blonde hair. His mom apparently also had bright blonde hair as a baby, but they darkened their hair over time. It just darkened naturally, and now she just dyes her hair on a semi-regular basis. And my cousin still maintains his naturally blonde hair. It's just darker now because time has passed. So it could just be a recessive gene that like some people in the family have, but then some people don't. And yeah, so that could be the case with the ginger hair. Yeah. Like apparently my father was blonde, but I have my mother's like black hair, and my father has much rounder facial features, and I inherited that from my dad as well. So I'm not an exact clone of my mother. That's how genetics works. Like no child is an exact clone of their parent. Like you get features from both mom and dad. Like I'm a little bit of my dad and I'm a little bit of my mom, so I don't understand the fictional kid genetics of like, yeah, the kid's just a copy-paste version of their parent. It's disturbing, and that's not how genetics works.
I don't know at this point. It's just it's one of those tropes that happen. You just gotta accept it.
It's still weird to me. Like, I really like doing character designs, and that's the one art thing that I'm good at. I like drawing character designs, but I think about like how my characters look in like compared to their parents, if they're biologically related. If they're adopted, go nuts. But but like if they're genetically related to their parent, that character should look like both of their parents, or maybe they might look like one but still maintain some traits of the other.
Yeah.
Like, say you have a daughter that looks very much like their mother, but say their mother has wavy hair and their dad has straight hair. Maybe give the child straight hair so they can have traits of both parents. So she's not an exact clone of her mother, like that sort of thing. But yeah, it's the 25 years, 30 years later arc, just those weird Sonic and Sally clone kids weird me out. And like they both have the speed power, so that's you can tell at least the little Sally clone apart from her mother. But then with the Sonic clone, it's just he's tinier and also he's missing a tooth. So but he's indistinguishable from his father otherwise, and it's so dumb.
Like and why Sonic Origins is Japanese? Sonic being doesn't say J is Japan. What?
I mean, he's originally a Japanese character.
Yeah, he's a Japanese-made character, so made in Sega Japan. I mean, Mario has a lot of Japanese exclusive manga. Like even one issue based on Super Mario Land where you can actually see his dick for some reason in one of the panels.
What?
I'm not joking. Why do I know that? Blame Sugar Conroy.
Okay.
Oh my god, people are already making new models based on those statues we saw in the set leaks yesterday. Holy crap. Are you really surprised by that system? People work quick. Like,
that's what's kind of fascinating about the sequel is because, like, I think it's fascinating because, one, we actually know about it now. Like, there was, like, little to no coverage of when the first Sonic movie was being made. And not really many leaks or anything. And then it's like, it's a film that's being filmed during the fucking pandemic era, so like that's in itself kind of fascinating because, oh look, we're getting new media to consume, and look how it's being made, isn't that nice?
Well, I think we're at the point of the stage of the pandemic where people are now used to, the limitations of the pandemic. Before it was like the shock, but now they're just used to it, so it's like we can now work with it.
And also we're on the level where we kill all the Sonic plushes.
I mean, they're dead now. Go, can you imagine? I'm surprised no one's done a creepypasta, based on like the Tails doll being like, after playing Sonic R, I booted up my Dreamcast to play Sonic Adventure, only to see the Tails plushies in hot shelter all the time.
Like, because I've become a Sonic plush collector, because I've just become that level of trash. I like to think that Eggman's just hoarding all of the Soap Shoe Sonics. Have you heard of the Soap Shoe Sonic plush?
I think you told me about it.
Yeah, it's like the most sought after plush. Because originally they were made in very limited quantity because they were meant to be prizes and stuff, and they were only meant to be like Sonic Adventure 2 type stuff. And there was a contest in Korea where you could win a Soap Shoe Sonic, even though he didn't wear soap shoes then. And they've been used for promotional purposes, but you can't buy them.
Just gonna leave this here.
What?
Oh, it stopped. God damn it. I was having fun then.
Oh, you mean you glitching out in the play? I can see it in the playback, but I'm delayed.
That was actually funny.
Well, I'm seeing it now, but I'm on a delay.
Personally, I dislike saying Sonic is from Japan. Well, I mean, he was Japanese made, so it's where he's from. It's like, I'm from Cornwall because I was born in Cornwall. Japanese artworks are just samurai and ninja war? What, Japanese artworks in general? That's bit. Stereotypical.
System says gamma, that's not how puzzle works.
And must stay there. Are you okay for that video? You got something against the Japanese?
If you want to stay on board, you must be able to pass it. So pay
I
attention.
don't really know what to say about that, but oh yeah, Whisper plush might be getting made.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and a Mephiles plush might be getting made.
Oh my
Really? That's a bit...
And an
Right.
Emerald plush might be getting made.
I think action figure instead of plush.
You know, like a while ago I said, like, I feel like my Sonic plush collection is pretty good as is. I'm content with what I have, but as soon as System told me, oh my god, Whisper might be getting made, I'm like, yeah, my collection's gonna grow. Because I would like to get a Mephiles, and I would like to get a Whisper, just because she's a cute wolf, actually.
The thing is, I'm in no position to judge because I am still tempted to just spend £60 for a pot of green mug. So I already spent 25 quid on a solid gold Yu-Gi-Oh card that I probably have to wait a while to actually get because it's still a
But like,
pre-orders.
what are you gonna use in the pot of greed mug? It's a pot of greed mug. You have to use it for something special.
Drinks,
What kind of drinks?
just hot chocolate. It's still a fucking mug.
Oh, it's a pot of greed mug.
Yeah. Yeah, pot of greed, draw 2 cards, pot of greed mug. Take 2 sips.
You surprised me, Gamma. Funny feeling there was more.
I'm just imagining that video that you showed me a while ago of just that guy who kept spamming pot of greed in like a VR Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Oh, I love that clip. I love that clip so
But, like,
much.
Now I can just imagine you, like, you have the pot of greed mug and it's full of hot chocolate, and you just keep using that to get 2 more pot of greed cups full of hot chocolate from your pot of greed mug.
I summoned Magic Force, which starts you to play Pot of Greed once again. Did you see Merryweather made a Pot of Greed Gajinka? Did she really? No! Oh, you gotta show me that. Speaking of, is that the auditions for that Merryweather project is ended now, isn't it? Ended like last week, right?
Yeah, I sent my audition in on like the very last day because I wasn't having a lot of pain, so I'm like, I'm probably not gonna get it at this point, but whatever. At least I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and see what happens.
Did they say how long the waiting period will be before anyone's contacted?
I don't know. But honestly, I doubt I'm gonna get it. I just kind of sent it in because 1, you were kind enough to send it my way, and 2, why not? Even if it's not like a paid gig, like having Merryweather as like a reference would be an amazing thing for crap, I forgot what it was called. A resume, yeah, a resume. It would be an amazing reference to have. So like, I don't even care if I'm paid or not in that instance because that's a big name to have on a resume. But honestly, I don't think I'm gonna get it.
I just feel like I kind of would have gotten like extra brownie points because it's like, you know, one of the characters said like, you know, a British voice is a bonus. It's like, hey, Mr. Brit.
Yep.
Oh my God, no! She actually did a Pogri Gajinka.
Can you send it my way as well?
I don't know how to feel about it because it's like, I mean, it's a nice dress, I guess. Yeah, I just saw that bonus panel system. Oh, the handle is her hair. Okay, I actually like that detail. That's actually pretty good. There you go, I sent it to you.
Because, like, I really like Kajinkas myself. Like, I appreciate a really good Kajinka or, like, an anthropomorphization of anything. Like, that's part of why I was a Hetalia fan for so long. Because, like, if you think of countries as people, then history gets a little bit easier to understand. Because it's not like this nation and that nation and this legislature and blah, blah, blah. It's just people being people. And that's how I passed my history exams, actually. Did I ever tell you the story of how I passed my history exams in high school just
Yes,
by
you did.
watching Hetalia?
Yes, you did, actually.
Did I say it on the street?
No.
Okay. Once upon a time, when I was in high school, here in America, although I think it's only New York and California that do it, there's something called the Regents exams. And basically, they're a list of exams that make you look better when you're applying to colleges, but they're totally fucking pointless. They just give you nothing but stress and heart attacks at like age 14. It's horrible that we overtest people here. But yeah, so I had to study for the Regents exams. The Regents exams, there are a couple of exams. There's math, there's science, there's English comprehension, and there is the global history, and there's the U.S. history. So I took both the global and U.S. history in school. But the thing is, I couldn't study like a normal person because I was having difficulty going to school, and I was a very frail child. I still am to an extent. So I couldn't study like a normal person, and I wasn't really studying inside the school itself. So when I was at home, and Hetalia was on Netflix at the time, what I would do is I would watch episodes of Hetalia or read the webcomic with my history textbook in my lap and study what I thought would be relevant on the test. Then the test day comes, and it's like 2 days of hell in school because they take the whole week of they take 1 week of the school year for the Regents exams. They do the Regents exams twice in the school. They do 1 week of testing in January and 1 week of testing in June, I think. So it's terrible, but I took the global and the U.S. history in the school, and just by watching Hetalia and reading the webcomic with my history textbook in my hand, I managed to get a 93 on the global history, and I think I got like either an 86 or an 89 on the U.S. history. And I am so proud of myself for that. Like, to this day, it surprises me, and it just makes me smile to think about it. Because I'm like, before I became Sonic trash, I was total Hetalia trash.
System, I'm just
but it
gonna
helped me
say-
pass the test, so it's justified.
System, I'm just going to say, I'm glad that you knew exactly what I was trying to do.
Oh, are you guys having fun without me?
No, like, when you go to the water as Gamma, he'll enter his hover mode, and when you go to the land, he'll be in, like, super fast wheels mode, and I noticed it left tracks on the sand, so I tried to draw a dick.
Oh, I thought you were drawing figure eights.
Yeah, I was doing figure eights, and I was like, hold a minute, how would I work the shaft? Would you say Sonic's 30th anniversary is pretty lousy so far? Yep. Because, you know, people are believing...
I would say yes, except for the movie leaks, because people are trying to make it exciting with all the movie leaks.
Well, thing is, that's not coming out till next year. So would you really count that as an anniversary celebration?
I'm not counting it as an anniversary celebration. I'm saying that people are trying to make the actual anniversary year spicier by leaking stuff from the movie.
Well, what's also, like, not helping things is that people are believing all the leaks. Like, people are believing that there's a Colors remaster. People are thinking that Adventure remasters are in the works based on, you know, sources which might as well be, dude, trust me. And, you know, the only official source that we're getting for this anniversary is a fucking card game. Which, I'm just going to say, it, you know, looking at the rules, it should have been a board game.
Yeah, those are the kind of rules that's basically Sorry. Or like Pop and Hop, or like, yeah, that's the off-brand version of Sorry. I should know because I have it somewhere in this house. But yeah, like the little bits and pieces I've seen of the rules, it's trying to structure the game as a race. That's basically a board game.
Yeah, you might as well make it a board game with like
But
dice
they already
and
have
shit.
like 3 versions of Sonic Monopoly, so they can't really do that again.
Well, no, but like they're in racing board games. Like there were some based on like pole position and stuff. You could just do a Sonic version. You don't need to make it a card game. Board game would make more sense, arguably.
Actually, Sorry with like little Sonic figures as the pegs, that'd be kind of cute, actually.
Hey, you're speaking to the master here. You all saw me on Life is Strange 2. Yeah. I think the anniversary has been pretty cool so far. We got a new comic coming out. Okay, fair enough for the comic. Sonic has a card game. He's apparently in Puyo Puyo. We got new plus... a cameo in Puyo Puyo? Really? You class that as anniversary worthy? That's just a reference. Puyo Puyo's in Sonic Forces. That's just a reference. That's not anniversary worthy.
Now I'm just thinking to myself, because the camera panned to Tikal, and I'm just thinking, like, I would love a Tikal plush. She's adorable.
Tikal was in that, like, cutesy, like, she's trying to flirt with Gamma pose.
I know! She's in such a cute little pose, and I'm just like, oh, I want to hug her.
Why would she flirt with the robot, though?
I want to hug her! She's adorable! She's just so cute. She has to die so horribly and
Dummies, 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 dummies! None of you got the right.
Yeah, I do forget about that comic. I wonder if they're gonna make the characters talk in that comic.
Wait, wait, what new comic?
It's like a comic based on classic Sonic.
Oh.
I forgot what it's called, but Takul deserves a plush. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, she does. She's adorable.
Well, the thing is,
There's
it's-
already a Chaos plush, so...
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, if you're making a plush about a character that wears a skirt, how are you gonna do underneath the skirt? Because it's like I always wonder that. It's like, you know, do they just assume or do they ask the original copyright owner, so what's under the skirt?
I mean, like, over the course of my years, I used to own a lot of Barbie dolls, and some Barbie dolls, depending on the doll, it wasn't with every doll, and sometimes off-brand Barbie dolls would do this too, but sometimes, some dolls had underwear painted and modeled on the doll's body itself.
Right.
It was weird. I always found those dolls that did that really weird. I would almost be more comfortable, like, with it just being nude with nothing under there, because, like, the presence of underwear implies something naughty.
Barbie going commando confirmed.
But in terms of like plushes and like if you look under the skirt, when I was a kid, I would sometimes play with the skirt and I would just sometimes flip it up, not out of like anything dirty or anything. I was just bored and I liked doing stuff with my hands just to keep myself occupied and stuff. So like I like kids do that just because they're bored and stuff. If something on a plush can move or be adjusted, like say if you have bracelets on a plush that can move, you turn those into sleeves just for funsies, and that sort of thing. So kids are gonna move stuff on on a plush around like just for fun. It like adults trying to make that dirty. Like I don't think they make these with the adults in mind. Is the thing. Because like sure there are plush collectors, but sometimes they just stick to collecting them. Like it's a child who's gonna play with them. So if you're giving it to a child, it doesn't really matter what you put under a skirt because it's a child that's going to be playing with it. A child is going to do whatever a child does to a toy. And like, if an adult wants to use it for dirty purposes, then ew, but it happens. I doubt they're making that with, I doubt they're making these items with them in mind. What do you...
Sega specifically said they wanted all of the classics talking because they don't want people thinking Classic Sonic can't talk, which baffles me. Wait, what? Why didn't he talk in Forces and Generations then?
Because that's the games, it's different.
But
In a comic medium, it's different.
But he could still talk! What?
Oh, speaking of classic Sonic talking, actually, that reminds me. I know you don't do the marijuana or the weed or the 420, but something that amuses me, and I discovered this recently, is that Jaleel White, who voiced classic Sonic in like the Sad AM and Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog cartoons, apparently like has his own brand of weed now. It's called Purple Urkel. This used to be a thing, you know, before marijuana was legal, but now that it is legal and it's getting more legal in more places. So now it's like a branding thing that he has now, and he made an ad for it. It's like a 4-minute ad, and it feels like an acid trip. And and he's like summoned Snoop Dogg to his office and is trying to be like this mysterious like boss figure. And then he turns around and he's just in the Urkel costume. He can still do the Urkel voice, which is just creepy to me. I didn't know his voice could go that high into adulthood. So as Urkel, he is just like peddling this pot product that he has now. But because I associate Jaleel White's voice with voicing Sonic from the cartoons, like the whole time I was watching it, I'm just hearing you just like Sad AM Sonic just like trying to sell me weed.
You don't even know?
So yeah, that's a thing that happened recently.
Okay, Amy's skirt just has a mind of its own as it flicks up there. What the hell? It's like someone's dragging that what the hell? Okay. Amy's dress is possessed.
You know how bad I feel?
Huh.
Although speaking of like designing character, I remember I was part of a Facebook group, a Sonic Facebook group, and someone made their own like high poly model of Amy.
Mm-hmm.
And Facebook had a thing where if you were to submit a model, people could freely move the model around to look at all of it.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people instantly complained that he modeled her pants, and it's like, I mean, you guys looked.
Yeah, because she's wearing bloomers under there.
Yeah, it's like she's wearing something, and, you know, realistically, you're going to have to model something there. But realistically, you guys looked.
That's like the whole panty shop thing is just, it kind of amuses me because she's wearing, like, bloomers. And I can appreciate that as someone with the soul of, like, an 169-year-old, because who wears bloomers anymore outside of the Lolita fashion community?
I mean, Amy does have a goth outfit in Sonic Runners.
Ooh, the wind's picking up. It's gonna rain over here.
And that's your response to that.
No, I just heard it, like,
I love
roaring
how
outside the
people
window.
keep drawing pictures of Tangle getting super hyped about Whisper getting a plush girlfriend's confirmed.
I know, oh my god, he sent me, like, cute art of that, and I'm just like, aww. Like, it's adorable. Like, I haven't read the comics. I would like to get into the comics, and I have a buddy in Long Island who has all the comics, and if we were to meet up, he could, like, lend them to me or, like, allow me to read them. But like, and you know, as a result of me not, like, engaging with the comics, I don't know too much about Whisper, but, like, what little I have seen and what's been explained to me, it's just such a nice dog. She deserves pets.
Imagine looking up a 12-year-old skirt, then getting upset that they can look up a 12-year-old skirt.
It's the other sad thing.
Oh man, I can't wait to look up this girl's skirt. Ugh, why can't I look up a skirt? Man, I feel like a dirty bastard.
That's the thing, it's because, like, sure, they have canonical ages, but then people get really uppity about the age for it's so dumb. They're anthropomorphic animal people, and it's like Japan tends to age their characters younger than what they can be. Like in the West, we have like our teen characters are like anywhere from like 16 to 18 on average, and in Japan the ages are much lower because we have different concepts of like when life starts getting exciting. In Japan, it's considered around 14, when you'd be like in your last year of middle school, maybe starting high school. And in America, at least, I don't know how it is over there, we consider like the age 16 to be exciting. It's like, oh, you're very close to adulthood. And, you know, that's when your life's supposed to get cool.
I think they also age up the characters depending on the dialogue. Like,
Yeah, depending on the dialogue, you might also see cases of characters getting aged up to suit the dialogue. And sometimes it's related to costumes as well. Like Bravely Default aged up the characters and also censored some of the costumes and stuff.
Yeah,
And,
a lot.
that's an example I can think of.
Yeah, a lot of people really went like tore Nintendo a new arsehole for that, but it was partially Nintendo, but partially just the localizers.
Yeah, and also, like, if the character can pass as, like, being older, then it's no real harm done to the story.
Yeah. Yeah, like realistically, aging up the character isn't really much of a problem. In most cases, it's just a matter of, you know, okay, so they're now 16 as opposed to 14, which is, okay, whatever, like, you know.
Yeah.
Like
it's different if you're aging up a character that's, like, cannot, like, originally 16 to, like, 30, then that would be awkward and weird.
Yeah.
Because
like,
then the dialogue is saying they're having 16-year-old problems, but they're supposedly 30.
Yeah,
like, that would be awkward. But,
or
like, a
like,
1 or 2 year age up is no big deal.
Yeah, or like, you know, they're meant to be a child, you know, like in the context of the story, they are like, you know, 10 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing like the fan art thing, I am honestly really glad that Ace Attorney is coming to more consoles, because that means it's going to get a bigger fan base, which means hopefully it actually sells well for them to make more fucking games.
I know you do like your Ace Attorney.
Look, these two games have been Japanese exclusives since 2015, alright? It is a huge deal for us to actually get them again. Like, especially in, you know, translated in English with genuine British voices. Like, fuck right.
Interesting.
Just gonna spam the X button, and boom. Easiest boss fight. But yeah, it is, like, I can't wait. I just can't wait. As far as I'm aware, like the models have been updated for the better console as well, which is awesome.
Well, that's nice.
Welcome back, Phenomenir. The biggest bad idea is a Sonic Forces 2. Eh. Honestly, the post-traumatic Sonic disorder has gone past me now.
Yee.
Going back to the anniversary stuff, I have to admit, I wish we had more to see this year, but given how much Sega is struggling financially due to the pandemic, I'm willing to cut them some slack. Honestly, blaming the pandemic is a bit of a safety net. Because, let's not forget...
It's a safety net, but considering that it's still something affecting their income, like, I wouldn't blame them for that.
True, but let's not forget, you know, Crash 4 came out during the pandemic. You know... A lot of Nintendo stuff came out during the pandemic. A lot of things came out during the pandemic. That even smaller companies as small as Sega have been able to release. So I wouldn't necessarily blame the pandemic at this point.
Different, though.
Pardon?
Every company's different, though.
A Japanese orchestra what came out during the pandemic to celebrate the anniversary of an indie game. An indie game. An indie game that's not even Japanese, I add.
Either way, everything's got different circumstances behind it.
Question for Tommy: are you also friends with Sasso Studios and Sonic Song 182, like your friends with Shadow 759? Henry's friends with them. I think I spoke to Sasso once. I mean, I think I friends him on Steam, but I never really, like, messaged him past that. I think it was, like, you know, we joined as much... Like, we joined one stream, and that was it. Yeah, we're playing All Stars Racing Transformed, like, 2018, I want to say. Sonic Song, I think Henry... And I think us three were going to do a stream together on Henry's channel, but that fell through, I think. I can't recall correctly. But I've not met her, so... Sony and Nintendo didn't pour as much cash flow into arcade income like Sega did is a thing. That is true, actually, yeah, because Sega...
Yeah.
A lot of people greatly underestimate how massive the arcade business is in Japan. Like...
Pretty much, yeah. So they kind of invested all their points into that, and...
Well, that's the thing,
that's,
like the arcade business was Sega's big cash grab. Like, that was where they were made, like, the Sonic games, you know. True.
Yeah, that's
Sonic...
why they're kind of in a pickle at the moment. Because, again, they dumped all their points into Charisma, or arcades in this case, and, you know, with arcade closures and stuff, that's kind of why they're in the position they're in.
Yeah, you know, in a way, yes, Sonic is Sega's biggest cash grab, but not compared to arcades. No way. Like, holy shit.
Yep.
They were essentially, in a way, they were, in a way, making trillions off the arcades alone, and they had to close that down. So, I'm hoping...
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm hoping to get Sasso as a cameo in episode 4, if I can. Well, I mean, you can always ask Henry to message him.
I have not met this Sasso yet.
He was alright from what I met in person.
Well, that's nice.
Well, it's good to meet Dark Lady. He was cool. Man, those worm enemies give you a massive time bonus. I wish I was into visual novels. If I was, I could get Ace Attorney. Well, I'd argue, like, I mean, I wasn't into visual novels, but then I played Ace Attorney. I'd argue that Ace Attorney is one of those games that are a good entrance point. Like how East 8 is a great entrance point for action RPGs. You know? Like, you know, if you want to give visual novels a go, then, you know, Ace Attorney is one way you can start. Not Doki Doki, though. Like, that's not a good starting point.
I forgot my first visual novel. Like, it was like I played visual novels for a long time before like Doki Doki became like the meme visual novel that everyone plays and knows all the spoilers to at this point. But
I actually don't know any of the spoilers.
Oh.
I don't care about it so much. I know of like one thing they did, which was like, so like Undertale did the whole meta writing. Well, they didn't do it first, but they popularized it into the mainstream. Yeah. The problem is that everyone after just tried to copy Undertale in not subtle ways. Like, I think there's like one point in Doki Doki where the character essentially goes, "Oh no, you better not go into, you know, my PC and then Steam apps and then Steam folder and then delete me.exe. Oh, that would be terrible if you did that. Oh no!" And then the game won't progress until you have to delete that file.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, cause like, what I would have done if I were writing Doki Doki and I had to make it meta, what I would do is make it a normal visual novel. Have it structured in such a way where you end up with Monica first. And, you know, you have an entire route with Monica, and then on like a new game plus, you pursue one of the other girls. And then the game starts breaking because you're no longer pursuing Monica because the game is not allowing you to pursue Monica any further. And Monica really wanted to be with you because you were like, that was, you know, your first route is breaking the game so you can just end up with her again.
Well, the problem is
like, that's what I would do.
I mean, my big issue is that Doki Doki is just illusion of choice.
It's illusion of choice, and I don't know, like, as a visual, I prefer, even if it's meant to get meta, I prefer a visual novel that I can actually play like a normal visual novel and still explore like the meta elements of it. Like, it's not like a real visual novel in the normal like no character has like a set ending or like complete and thought out routes. I don't get to know these characters very well, except for what little time the game allots me to get to know them under these very constrained circumstances. Because it's trying to tell a much more meta storyline with Monica and that Project Libitina thing and what have you. So, yeah.
Honestly,
I don't know.
Honestly, I think Undertale did that meta writing well. And I'd argue it did it too well because that's just all everyone wants to replicate. To the point where, like, they're not even...
And it's one visual novel. There's one visual novel, it's free on Steam, it's not Doki Doki, it's not anything that's really popular in the mainstream. I've never heard anyone else talk about this game. But there's one ending in that game where the first time I got it, my soul broke. Because the way they break the fourth wall in one particular ending just hits you so hard. It broke me the first time I got it. But I couldn't stop going. It was just such a good example of like a really amazing fourth wall break that as horrified as I was, I just kept going because I wanted to see where it was going. And I felt like such a monster. So that's like the one fourth wall break that just broke me, but I loved it. And like everyone needs to play that game.
I was in one stream with Henry and Sasso, but it was very early in my friendship with Henry, and I was super starstruck being in a call with Sasso, could barely talk. I know that feeling all too well, System, believe me.
But did I get one of you guys? Because, like, who am I? I'm a nobody.
Yeah, you're not nobody. The thing about DDLC is that the entire plot is about not having a choice. That's the point of the story. It's why the villain goes nuts and destroys the world. I mean, Deltarune did that as well, where, like, saying, you know, you don't really have a choice. But the thing is that, you know, Deltarune was, you know, made sure that you knew you really don't have a choice. Doki Doki tried to pretend you kind of have a choice and tried to be subtle about it. But it was about as subtle as a ton of bricks. Like, Deltarune literally starts off by saying, your choices don't matter. So, you know, you can't... So, like, you know, if you try to do genocide, all of the enemies run away. If you try to do pacifist, then, you know, you'll get a slightly better ending in the world of imagination. But they're both going to end the same way. And that's with Chris ripping out the heart and shoving it in a cage to show you that you have no choice.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see what Chapter 2 is going to bring, because, like, Toby has tweeted confirming that it is definitely in the works, which is great.
That's cool.
Yeah. Good timing as well, because Undertale just came out on the Xbox One, like, last week. So for anyone who hasn't played Undertale yet, why not, you can now play it.
That's nice for people to have options.
Like, I don't mind games that are subtle with their, or with what they want, and I don't mind games that aren't subtle. I just hate those that try to be one thing when they're actually another.
Yeah, it's like, I don't mind like games that are marketed as one thing but then they turn out to be another, if that's the whole point, like if it's meant to be a parody. Yeah, when they try to force like meta bullshit-shenaniganery when there doesn't need to be any meta bullshit-shenaniganery in it, yeah. Like, meta stuff can be like, it can be done very wrong. When it's done wrong, it's just grating. When it's done right, it's cool.
Yeah.
But when it's that middle ground of, like, you know, it's okay, it could be better, it still goes into, like, it's disappointing territory.
Pretty much. Once I'm happy with the script to episode 4, I'll ask Henry if he can hit up Sasso and ask him to do the voice if he wants to. Otherwise, I'll probably do it myself.
Good luck with that.
What's the voice, out of interest? Or do you not want to say because of spoilers? You know, just asking out of curiosity. Because, hey, if you do need extra voices, I could always, you could always pop Corey a message. Maybe he can come over to my place to get the lines done on my mic. You know, I can have like voice direction and stuff, because I got nothing better to do.
I hope he's able to get a computer soon.
Well, the thing is, it's a thing called money, and it's something that
I
no
know.
one has.
I know, but either way, I know he's been computerless for a while, and I hope that he's able to get one at some point or another.
It's just a gun guy. Okay. Scribbler just says, gun guy.
Gun guy.
A few more levels than I thought are in Gamma Stage, but that's okay, because you know what? I think I actually might be finishing off the game in this stream.
Yeah, because, like, Gamma's storyline isn't, like, that long, but also, speaking of Gamma's storyline, like, the amazing thing about his storyline is that it's basically a suicide mission once he realizes what he is.
Yeah, and it keeps appearing on those fucking top 10 depressing endings in games. It's like, it's not really that sad, guys.
Like, I can understand it being sad, but it's not, like, that sad. If anything, it's more cathartic. Like, Gamma, like, realized what he was. Basically, through sheer determination and willpower, rewrote his programming, and is now on a mission to save the rest of his kind. You know? Like, it's cool. If anything, it's liberating. It's nice. You don't see storylines like this very often.
Yeah, of course, I did see a playthrough that kind of did take the piss out of the whole memory thing, which I'm about to show you after the stream because it's so good. I'm still stressed about starting animating again after what happened, not gonna lie. Are you referring to your PC? I mean, don't worry about that. Like, you know, it was one slip up and, you know, you got it fixed. Like, thankfully, it was under warranty, so you didn't have to worry about, you know, paying through the nose to get it sorted. Like, because, like, they've checked over the PC, so it should be good to go for animating now, system. I say don't worry about it, dude. You should be fine. Oh, wow. Gamma is awful at climbing ladders. Imagine that as like a fucking character trait. Good in combat. Shit at climbing ladders.
Like it's a perk in Death Road to Canada.
Climbs ladders 1% faster. Speedrunners are there like fucking yes.
Oh my god, I still haven't beat Death Road to Canada. I got close, but then I died at the end.
Is it really that hard of a game?
I find it hard. It's fun hard, where it's like, even if I lose, I can't get that upset about it. It's more just like, I was so close, but it's not like the kind of hard where I'm crying out of frustration or like I'm throwing my controller across the room or anything. Like, it's fun hard. It's one of those games where if you die, you'll probably end up laughing or just like, well, shit, I guess I'll try again because it's fun. And I want to see how far I can get this time. Like, it's that level of difficult, even in like the normal setting, but yeah.
I don't want to start episode 4 and have the computer die halfway through production is the thing. I get that, but I mean, realistically, you're able to go through episode 3 without any problems. I mean, you know, aside from the fact it took a millennium for you to actually finish it, but I ain't throwing shade. Why is the killing machine so bad at ladders yet the fat fuck picked the cat? It's like a bullet train on them. Oh my god, that should be like a total fucking like animation idea. Where like, you know, where like, you know, Gamma is just trying to like climb a ladder to like kill someone and Big the Cat just touches the ladder and just teleports to the top or something.
Well, hey, on the bright side, voicing Big in that would be very easy, because all you have to do is just talk like you're yawning.
Froggy! I must say Froggy!
You know, you sound it disturbingly like whoever voiced Big in Sonic X anime.
I
And I don't know how to feel about that.
I was playing Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing for a video, and I swear Big's lines in that are re-recorded. Like, with like a different actor or something. Because I was like listening to those lines and it's like it didn't sound like John St. John. Which was,
I think Big's current voice actor, quote unquote current, I could have sworn I heard like either Jonah Hill's doing Big or something.
No. I don't mean Team Sonic Racing. I mean Sonic and Sega, like the original 2009 one. But it's like all the other Sonic characters had you know reused voice lines in the worst way.
How so?
Like, okay, so you know how some characters will like say something before the race starts?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to like play a Shadow, no joke, he would start off with, "Who are you and how do you know my name?"
Huh.
Like, yeah, that's what you want to say before you start your race, eh, buddy? I mean, some of them made sense.
Odd.
Like most of the Sonic clips were just from 06.
Okay.
Like, I think with Sonic, one of the starting line things he'll say is like just smile, and it's like, yeah,
I
that's
thought you were gonna say that.
yeah, and it's like, what? Like, that's not really helpful there, Sonic.
Just oh my god, that just makes me want to play Burnout so bad.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Why would you spawn me in this spot that has no rings? Good job, game. Good job. Oh, for fuck's sake! I might actually go to game over in this bit. Right. I forgot Gamma's levels are actually heavily time based.
Oh.
So yeah, I kind of ran out of time, so I kept dying.
Oh no.
Yeah, I don't mind it when a game uses recycled voice clips, but if it's that obvious, it's like, really?
If it's that obvious, and if the lines are that weirdly placed, it's just a little bit weird.
Like, I just don't get why most of the Sonic clips were just 06. Because most of them were heavily unfitting.
Just smile.
Just smile.
Hey, I know you lost this race like 12 times in a row, but it's okay. Just smile.
Well, I better go get ready for work, ladies. Alright, ladies, listen, we have a good time at work. Question for Tommy. Have you met Tails and Sonic pals yet? Because I heard they're collaborating with Sonic songs, so stay cool and keep up the great work. No, I've... Like I said, mate, I haven't even met Sonic Song, so I wouldn't have met those guys. Like, just because I met with one Sonic tuber doesn't mean I met with others. And even then, like, I only met with. I was only able to talk to Henry thanks to like sheer luck.
It's still weird to think that I know Sonic tubers with just like that particular title.
Well, how else would you call them? You know.
I don't know.
I mean, they are. I mean, you know, they are Sonic tubers. Shit.
I know. It's just it's weird. It's weird to think that I'm at this point in my life now where I know people, and it doesn't feel like I know people, but I apparently know people, and it's weird to me.
Okay. Sweet, more victims. Shit, the victims are killing me. Okay, I can't lock onto all of them, because then they'll kill me. Fuck. These victims suck. Okay. You sound tired.
A little bit. I think my medication's just getting to me, and it's like, it does cause dizziness and can make me tired. So I've just been like.
Fun fact
kinda out
about
of it.
E105, the white parts on his body is a Sega Dreamcast.
Huh?
If you
Is
look,
that so?
yeah, if you look close on the white parts on his body, they're just very low res Sega Dreamcasts.
Ah.
Damn it, we died at the same time, so it doesn't count. Although, why did Eggman make him here? Like, he's just standing there doing nothing.
Isn't that purple one like a tank now?
I mean, you can see. I mean, you can see in the playback.
I don't know Eggman's thought process. He's a weird guy.
You failed me, so now I'm gonna put you here.
I mean, isn't that like Omega's whole story? It's just like he basically has daddy issues of just dad left me alone in this room and now I'm mad.
Which video game series makes you happy every time you play it? Dust.
Burnout.
Nah, but in all seriousness, Mario. God
Still
love.
burnout.
God love me some Mario.
Gotta love me some Burnout.
Yeah.
Burnout is nice.
I don't know. It's hard for me to get into modern races. I prefer arcade or kart-like races.
Like, I feel like it's hard to play any racing game that doesn't let me crash into things. I'm just spoiled by Burnout in that aspect.
I cannot.
And like,
I cannot enjoy without death and destruction.
yes. It shaped my taste in music pretty much, and I think that's why I also like I'm very impartial to Sonic music because that's all stuff that would very much fit in Burnout, and like it's cool and I like it, and just Burnout is so nice. Like that's when EA was good, god damn it.
Yeah, was.
Like that was the challenge everything era of EA, and it was fantastic. It was just great.
Well, it was also during the experimental time of 3D. What the fuck? Okay. It was also during experimental time of 3D.
Yeah, like, oh my god, like 2000s EA was fantastic. Like, they were great. Like, that Challenge Everything era. I think, like, Sims 3 came out, like, toward the end of the Challenge Everything era. I don't remember. I don't remember them saying Challenge Everything in the EA logo when it popped up. I think they just said Sul Sul, which is Sim speak. Friggin' sirens at my window.
Yeah, I'm just saying those.
Ruining my train of thought. But yeah, and then like after The Sims 3, I would almost say after The Sims 3, then EA started getting like really greedy with money and microtransactions and all that bullshit and gannery. Like the EA we know now is not the EA that existed like back in the 80s, 90s, and like early 2000s. Like that was prime EA. That's when they actually cared about electronic arts, you might say. But now, no, it's just not the same. Like, I would love, like, Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge to just get proper remastered. And, like, I would pay, like, $100 if that's what they needed to, like, secure all, like, the music that they had back then. Even though I did buy a lot of those songs on iTunes as well, so I would have the soundtrack either way.
Of course, I just remember, EA for the, EA Sports. It's in the game.
Yeah, I never cared for EA Sports because I'm not a sports person.
The only time I did was FIFA 99 on the Nintendo 64. That was the only FIFA game I ever played. It was the only one. Because I could play as David Beckham.
I never played any sports. I never played any sports game, and like I know that EA is really crazy about the sports titles, but I don't see the appeal. If I was in a position of either playing a sports video game or playing an actual sport, I'd rather play the actual sport. Like, I never saw the appeal of sports video games, actually.
Speaking of sport, there's actually some drama going on right now.
How so?
The Europa semi-finals, Chelsea dropped out.
Yeah, you're basically speaking Chinese to me. I don't know what that is.
A team in finals has dropped out of finals.
Oh. Yeah, I still don't give a shit about sports ball.
Sports ball!
I've never been a sports person.
You pretend you're a sports ball.
Like, the only sport I really gave a shit about when I was a kid, I really liked hockey, and I have a hockey jersey somewhere in this house for, like, the Colorado Bear Claws, because that was apparently a team that I have merch for some reason. And I liked wrestling as a kid, but back in the day, like, things were still very gendered, so it wasn't really encouraged for a girl to like wrestling, so my family kind of beat that out of me. And, yeah.
Amazing.
And then when I would try to get back into wrestling, I just didn't see the appeal.
Just gonna take my hoodie off, taking off my headphones.
Okay.
There. Alright, headphones on, and Gamma's dying.
Yeah, it's just, he completed his mission, like his purpose was, fulfilled.
I don't know,
Stuff.
it's one of the overrated deaths.
I mean, it's overrated by today's standards, but, like, back then you didn't really see stories like this. Where, like, the main character of the storyline friggin' dies. And you just never see him again. Like, ever. It's just, he was actually a bird.
Oh, I got an achievement for that. Yay! Gamma died! Honestly, I love it when games do that. Just like the wrong timing for stuff like that.
Yeah.
In a way, achievements can also spoil it when they're not timed right.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if I did it. Achievement, you did it.
Something I thought of the first time I saw Gamma's story play out. Like, the pink bird was Gamma the entire time. And because of, like, color coding, especially in old cartoons where girls were pink and boys were blue, like, that's just sort of given me the idea that Gamma was actually a girl bird in a boy robot body. But that's just me, just because of, like, the cartoon, like, gender coding when it uses, like, specific colors to indicate gender. But, yeah, it's just really dumb, corny headcanon I thought of. But yeah, either way, Ganon was a bird. Ganon. Gamma was a bird all along, not Ganon.
The Demon King. Is it Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah, Gamma was a bird all along, and then, now they're full-time bird again, and now they're gonna reunite with their bird family.
Retired from robot,
that's
became
cool.
full-time bird.
Yeah, that's nice.
I love how, it shows how little story is in Big and Gamma's game. So they just have every different camera angle from the cutscenes as a shot for the credits.
Yeah, and the thing about, like, Gamma's story in particular, it almost plays out like a horror movie because you are seeing, like, or he's seeing, like, his kind being dismantled and destroyed. And then when he realizes that he's not actually a robot, that he's a bird inside of a robot body, and, like, that self-actualization and setting himself up on this suicide mission, basically, to help all of his other bird friends, like, it's cool. It's very different. It's very short, but it's still impactful, and it matters to Gamma's character and stuff. And like, he's one of the few characters that has like a complete story. You know, like it's satisfying as it is. We don't necessarily need more of him. And if anything, he like kind of lives on through Omega, but Omega's different.
And then Gamma came back in Sonic Adventure 2 by the miniature versions of him that you keep killing in Pyramid Cave.
That I do not remember.
Do you not?
No.
He was all over the place there. I feel something missing, but I didn't play this game after its releasing. What you do, you don't. It's just people's preference, really, isn't it?
It's cold.
Yeah, it's, spring style, and it's been nippy, isn't it?
Well, it's just because of the medication I'm on. It just makes me very cold all the time. Like, it got up to like 70... Oh, hold on a second. Let me translate that into British.
I love what you have said yourself. Like, I can't understand freedom.
Alright, so it went up to like 73 degrees Fahrenheit yesterday, or as the British would say, 22 Celsius.
Or 22 Celsius, or as we call it, death.
But yeah, so, like, even yesterday when it was reasonably warm, I just still felt cold and I had the heater on, and it just occurred to me, like, I have the heater on, and it's like 70 degrees outside, and it's really nice outside, but I am just freezing here. Like, I have the heater on. I shouldn't have it on, but I'm cold. I'm just constantly cold. So, like, when I'm really cold, I'll turn the heater on, but I'm trying to be like, okay, if I'm cold, I can't just turn the heater on out of habit. I gotta try to wrap myself in a blanket, just make myself a burrito, and just try to not feel cold, but I am. I can't handle cold very well. I'm a baby.
Fair enough. I mean, I've turned my heating off since March. It is getting swelteringly hot in this office right now.
Oh, no.
I want to get one of those Dyson bladeless fans. Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Because, like, it looks perfect for my office. But the problem is...
They're expensive.
200 quid!
Yeah, hold on. Let me, we did this once before, but let me see how much it would cost in American dollars.
A lot.
Needless fan. It would cost, hold on. Okay, I found it. Dyson Air Multiplier would cost around, like, the listing is $272 on Amazon. Or you can pay in installments of, where's that option? I literally saw that. You can pay in installments of, you can pay 5 installments of $54.40. So $54.40 and stuff. But that doesn't include taxes, because we don't include tax in the price here. So let me put it in my cart and just pretend I'm going to buy it, so we can see how much it would cost with taxes included.
And delivery. Don't forget the delivery.
Okay, so, hold on. I had some other stuff in my cart, so I gotta uncheck that.
Which Wallace and Gromit short film was your favorite? Ooh, that's a good question, actually.
Okay, so the Dyson fan, the bladeless fan, without, tax is, if you want to buy it just in one installment, just right away, is $272.
Yeah.
And then the estimated tax to be collected is $24.14, meaning the order total would be $296.14.
Did you include delivery in that?
Delivery and shipping and handling is free.
Oh, okay.
Wait.
Yeah, Zach asked a good question. Favorite Wallace and Gromit short?
I don't know anything about Wallace and Gromit.
You have not lived, my friend.
I was not born and raised in the UK.
Doesn't matter! I'm sure they're on Netflix. You're a fan of claymation, aren't you?
I like claymation every so often.
Then watch Wallace and Gromit! They're like the kings
I
of
never watched
claymation.
Wallace and Gromit. Like Curse of the... I almost said Curse of the Werehog. Like Curse of the Were-Rabbit, whatever, the rabbit movie, like, came out when I was, like, in elementary school. But, like, I didn't watch it. I just saw the trailers for it and the commercials for it on TV, but...
Honestly, Were Rabbit is the weakest of all the Wallace and Gromit stuff.
Terrible. Chaos is
You've told me this.
Oh, right, okay, my bad.
Because DreamWorks, I think it was DreamWorks, right? They try to Americanize all the British shit.
Oh yeah, they demanded so many changes. Like, fucking hell.
Yeah, like it was supposed to be, I think, a 5-movie deal ended up just being like flushed away in the Wallace and Gromit.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I have to say my favorite short, probably The Wrong Trousers.
Guess Eggman learned his lesson. Yep.
Like a close shave is fine. Grand Day Out, you know, it's alright. I still haven't seen A Matter of Life and Death yet. Don't know why. It's on
Ruined the
Netflix.
phrase "the wrong trousers" for me because I just think of that like remix you showed me once, where it's just
Oh.
like you should be posted in the wrong trousers in the song.
I love that. 2 to the 1 to the 1 to the he. I like good crackers and I like good cheese. I love that. That is so good.
It's
I
nacho cheese.
love shit posts like that. Oh, did I show you the quest for cheese?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You haven't seen Wallace and Gromit yet? I showed you that. What the fuck is wrong with me?
I don't know. You're the one who asked that, not me.
Well, thanks, bitch. Could at least try to, you know, pretend to not hurt my feelings.
You're the one who says I haven't lived.
Because you haven't! Wallace and Gromit is awesome!
I never got around to watching it. I didn't grow up with it.
You have Netflix!
And Eggman.
I don't know if it's on Netflix actually.
Then check!
Chaos Emeralds. And Chaos is still alive.
You know, I'm the one playing the game here.
Ah, he's got
I'm drinking my water so my kidneys can like me better.
Wait up.
What I gotta do is I gotta get into tea. That way I can have some variety of what I've been drinking.
Beast.
Because, like, so far it's just been water, the occasional Snapple, and cranberry juice is also good for your kidneys, but, for the most part it's just been water, and it's like, water is all dandy and nice, especially when it gets really hot or when you're really tired. But, like I'm craving variety and stuff, so I'm thinking, like, I gotta become a tea person. I gotta, like, yeah, it'll give me an excuse to use my tea sets that I have lying around, and it'll, I don't know. Maybe tea is nice. Maybe tea that isn't Snapple is nice. I don't know.
Get out of my way.
No way!
Did you hear what I said?
Honestly, you know, having
But yeah,
proper
drinking
tea
water all the
actually
time,
kills
it's
me.
like, it's good for my kidneys, but it just gets really boring after a while.
And they are your people too, you know.
Personally, you're not having proper tea unless you're drinking Yorkshire, and that's coming from the guy who doesn't even drink tea.
If it starts, you will always want more.
Huh, is there something up about, like, Yorkshire? That newbie tea drinkers should know about?
No, Yorkshire tea is just best tea.
Oh.
I mean, you know, you can have PG tips if you're stupid, but, you know, Yorkshire tea is where it's at.
Oh. I'll look that up, maybe.
If I were to risk the franchise from sorry, Zach, that's me. Rank the franchise from weakest to best. Matter of Life and Death, Grand Day Out, Close Shave, Cursed Were Rabbit, The Wrong Trousers. Really? You don't think Life of Death is... You think Life of Death is the weakest, huh? Huh. Fair enough.
And then the call gets fucking trampled to death. It just... Oh.
You know, to cool dies, talk about Wallace and Gromit, as you do.
Call deserves so much better. She needs a freaking hug. I love her.
Cracking child murder, Gromit.
It's nacho cheese, Grubby.
You alright?
I think so.
The call's freaking dead.
No, no.
Don't cry for the child, you'll be weeping all day.
Just her death sparks chaos to wake the fuck up and just like, no, you killed my waifu. I'm gonna kill you all.
Why do I have to control Sonic just to walk 5 feet for the next cutscene to play? Why can't he just run up?
7 emeralds are the servers. Chaos is power.
You know,
That is a bit of a silly decision, huh?
The
Hmm?
controller serves to unify.
That is kind of a silly decision, huh? You were gonna run there anyway. Why
Yeah.
not just have it play out the cutscene?
Yeah, exactly.
The 7 emeralds can change our thoughts into power.
It's like, really?
Emerald controls that power. Please, you
Yeah.
must stop him.
Ah, damn it.
What?
Fuck. Jack can't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Tonight.
Oh,
How dare he have priorities?
we know, right?
Cruise, I guess.
We're actually nearly finished with that. We've been watching it since January.
I don't know what it is, but like the SA1 mouth movements are just kind of captivating because either it just the gaping mouths can either be really cute or really weird.
Yeah, also, like, I don't know if I told you this or not, but I remember I was watching... Okay, so you know how people like to pull references out of their asses, for stuff?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I saw this guy who was pointing out, like, every single reference in the Sonic film that was, like, referencing Sonic Adventure. And most of them were some of the biggest stretches I've ever seen.
Oh, that actually reminds me because the recent leaks where we've seen like footage of like helicopters and tanks and all that on the set, like people are like, "Oh my god, the helicopter says SA2." Have you seen that?
I haven't seen SA2, I've just seen Gun.
Okay, well, the gun tanks and the gun helicopters, but then one of the helicopters had SA2 written on it, but someone pointed out that could just mean Sigma Alpha 2.
Yeah,
but everyone's like, "Oh my god, SA2, it's a reference." Which it very well could be, but it could also be Sigma Alpha 2 because, you know, they use that kind of alphabet.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know what it's called. We don't learn that here.
Yeah, I do remember during that video, like, most of the references that this guy pointed out were literally just in between shots.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think there was, like, one shot where Sonic was breathing for air after getting out of Tom's bag. Like, one moment just looked exactly like a bad mouth move from Sonic Adventure. And I was like, and I was looking at it thinking, you really think they'd reference that with that one frame? Like, really?
That actually reminds me because people say there's like a Christian reference in the Sonic film, but that's a stretch. Like, one, there's no like outright Christian reference, and two, like people claim it's like the jar of pickled farts line, but that's a stretch because even though Christian hates pickles, like that has nothing to do with Christian. He's not mentioning like Sonic's not mentioning that he doesn't like pickles or anything like that. It's just he's saying that bag smells like pickled farts. Not even pickles, pickled farts, because he was stuffed in a gym bag, presumably full of clothes.
Well, yeah, because, you know, like, gym bags smell awful. They reek of sweat.
But yeah, so people saying that's a Christian reference, I just look at them and I do the head tilt of confusion, like, honey, you're trying really hard to stretch that into something it's not.
Yeah, that is a big stretch.
Yeah, that is like a ginormous stretch. Like, saying that, like, that episode of Sonic Boom Season 2 is a Christian reference, that makes more sense, because Mark the Tapir has some similarities to the Christian of old, but
well, I mean,
no one on the, like, writers' team has confirmed that that's what they were going for, but I can at least see the parallels there. Like, that makes sense. But, like, just one line from the film, no, that's not a proper Christian reference.
I think realistically, they're focusing on that episode being like a whole reference to Misery than Christian.
I know, it's the best Misery parody. Because I was reading Misery at the time, so I managed to get all the references.
Family Guy did an alright Misery parody.
I never watched it.
I can show you later.
But yeah, I was reading Misery at the time. I borrowed the book from the library, so I was reading actual Misery, and then I saw that episode and I got all the references, and I was so proud of myself. But yeah, as it goes, it's a really good Misery parody, and it's still technically appropriate for kids, but it also works in the context of like a Sonic Misery parody, which is really cool.
A tsunami in a Sonic game, this is the first time I see it. Well, you see it, I mean, you technically see it in the Sonic Adventure opening.
In the Master Emerald.
Yeah, I think that's the only time you ever see a tsunami, or like anything like that in a Sonic game.
Always been in the Master Emerald.
Yeah.
Mind you, this is the only time you ever get rain in a Sonic level, and that's just during the boss fight with Kale Zero.
And if it goes on,
Yeah.
he'll
I wouldn't mind seeing a boss, seeing like a level in the rain, because it'd be cool to get weather effects, but no.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's not about cutscenes. I'm just gonna put the controller down.
Go make yourself a sandwich.
Pretty much, like, you know, TV Static Road, but it's like, fucking hell. Like, you only do one level, and that's just the supersonic level. Like, there's not even a level in between where you gotta gather the Chaos Emeralds.
His heart will still remain in turmoil, and his anger.
I'm just watching the playback, and the way that Chaos's snoot was moving, it just made me think of like he's sniffing the air like he's a big watery dog.
No, he's just doing his Elvis Presley quiver lip.
Huh.
Oh, thank you very much. Perfect Chaos. Gonna take the negative energy under the Chaos Emeralds. Thank you very much. Oh.
Yeah, like he's a giant watery tentacle monster thing, and it's like I'm so used to seeing this watery version of Chaos, and like he's supposed to be like a water monster, and like this is what all they could do for the graphics at the time, but apparently the version that you see of him in Generations is what he was originally intended to look like.
Yes.
And it's weird to me because like I don't know. I don't really see like the Generations one as being like very fitting of Chaos. I kind of just like the original color scheme of he was colored like water instead of just being like blue and green. But I don't know. That's just me.
It was still a it was still a technical feat that couldn't have been done on older hardware, like having a character made out of water.
Yeah. So like this version of Chaos is cool as a technical achievement, and later Chaos, you know, the graphics obviously got better and things were able to handle that level of technology.
Sonic Go Sonic is so funny. Yeah, I love how in the yeah, Grammar Police brings up a valid point. Like in the English version of Sonic Adventure, you hear a guy like, "Go Sonic! Yeah, Sonic!" and then just like the crowd comes in. Which, fun fact, I didn't actually know about. The chat in the background is actually Sonic fans yelling Sonic's name, but it was at a Japanese convention, so they're all yelling Sonic-ku.
Ah,
Yeah, I didn't know that.
that's interesting.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it's also just like a quirk of the pronunciation. It's kind of cute actually, where it's like, you know, it's an English word, and like I once saw a post about this on Twitter of like, you know, it's the name is written in katakana because English words that are natively English are written in katakana. I think that's what it is. But yeah, just the kind of the quirk of the Japanese pronunciation of English words. They kind of add extra syllables at the end.
It is almost...
So it just turns into Soniku. It's kind of cute.
I think it is just a Japanese thing where it's like the kind of like, regardless of what they say, that is almost like a vowel after each syllable.
Yeah.
It's one thing I don't understand. It's like it has to end in a vowel. Like that's what it almost seems like. I could be completely wrong about that, for the record.
Like I think about that every now and again, just because I went through a phase where, this was when I was peak Italian trash, where I was just learning languages for fun and because I was bored. And, like, I've picked that up about, like, the Japanese language. Like, even if you were to pronounce the name, like, Sam, like, in Japanese, it might be pronounced as Samu. Because, like, it always has to end in, like, you know, a vowel. And that's just the clear of the pronunciation when saying English words. Like, something always ends up getting added in somewhere. So you can't really just say, like, Sam. It ends up, like, I end up getting a U at the end of just the name Sam.
Yeah.
Like, if someone were to pronounce the name Tommy in Japanese, like, it would just be Tommy because it ends in a vowel. Or something that sounds like a vowel. So, like, your name wouldn't really be changed at all. But, anything that doesn't end in a vowel ends up getting something added on the end of it.
It was one thing I noticed when it came to, like, of all things, the sub of Sonic X with Chris, like most of the characters, I could hear him say Krisu, like ending with a U, which, like, I'm not criticizing the Japanese for the record, you know, it's their language.
But yeah, it's just a quirk of the language.
It's just a bit surprising, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah, and it also I actually have Howl's Moving Castle on DVD, and one of the DVD extras they discuss the whole like voice acting thing, like because Howl's name in English is just pronounced Howl, but in Japanese it's like pronounced Hawaru, which is almost like spelling the name with like a W, like Hawaru.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to like pronounce the name as like it's intended in English, but then you also have to work around the mouth flaps as well, because the mouth flaps are saying Hawaru. And in English it's just howl.
Yeah.
And
Speaking
yeah.
of, did you hear?
That's interesting.
What the fuck? Chaos! Did you hear about what happened during a production of the dub for Spirited Away?
No?
When it was announced about, like, you know, the dub of Spirited Away was being made, the director of the dub, can't recall his name off the top of my head, he apparently got a parcel from the creator of Spirited Away. And
No, I don't think that was I know the story. I know the story you're referencing now, but I think that was a different company, because Disney got the rights to dub all the all the Ghibli movies because they weren't cutting stuff out. A lot of other dubbing companies wanted to either Americanize stuff or cut stuff out. And I know the story you're talking about.
Yeah.
Basically, some director that worked at Ghibli sent someone a samurai sword that said no cuts.
Yeah, literally, like, he just sent someone a katana with just a note saying no cuts.
Yeah, but I think that was before Disney got all the rights to dub the Ghibli stuff.
Right.
And speaking of Ghibli, someone's asking me, what's your favorite Studio Ghibli film? I'm assuming Phil, even though the word film wasn't in the question.
Yeah, what's your favorite Ghibli?
That would be Kiki's Delivery Service. Because, oh my god, I grew up on Kiki's Delivery Service. That's how I got I got that as my nickname growing up, just because I watched that movie so much.
That explains the Switch name.
Yeah. So,
Speaking of, we should play some Monopoly again.
we should play some Skullgirls, actually.
Maybe later.
Stayed alive for generations and now live peacefully with humans.
I said later, I didn't say never.
I know. I'm still like, you still haven't figured out the head thing, huh?
Will you fuck off?
Goes on.
I don't play it as much as you, okay?
So much.
Bitch.
On the head. I'm still waiting for the day that we can stream Skullgirls, and then that would be so much fun. And then it's just because, like, I can do the Robo Fortune voice and the Fidget voice, and it's the same voice actress, so that's gonna be fun.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, although, like, you still haven't touched the story mode in Skullgirls, have you?
A couple times, but that's it.
Oh.
Like, I think I only beat it once.
Have you seen Robo Fortune's story?
No. I think my phone just went off.
Oh.
Sonic?
I keep getting to put this thing on fucking vibrate. Sorry, I was just tabbing out. I was looking at I was talking to someone who also plays Yu-Gi-Oh, and he was recommending a card to add to my deck, which looks really good. So I might consider adding
Oh, that's nice.
that. Yes, holy shit, that card's broken though. I might have to check if it's forbidden or not.
It's forbidden.
Yeah, that card looks broken.
But yeah, so favorite Studio Ghibli film is definitely Kiki's Delivery Service, followed by like Spirited Away and Howl's Moving Castle. Like those are all pretty good. Do you have a favorite Ghibli movie?
I haven't seen any.
You haven't seen any?
No.
They have it on UK Netflix.
You haven't seen Wallace and Gromit?
So you're holding my media hostage against me, like, oh, I'm not gonna see any Ghibli films until you watch Wallace and Gromit. Look, I watched Top Gear with you. The least you can do is watch a Ghibli film.
Well, Top Gear's Top Gear. That's just Cars. That's a TV series.
But it's a Ghibli. You
And-
watch the Ghibli film. Like, watch a Ghibli film.
No!
If you watch a Ghibli film, I will watch Wallace and Gromit.
Fuck you!
You gotta watch the Ghibli film first.
No!
Why not?
Just doesn't interest me.
Baka.
What?
You're always judging me for the media that I don't consume or haven't consumed, and then I'm like, but Ghibli's good though. You're like, nee.
I don't know, I find Ghibli's overrated.
Like, I can't really think of any Ghibli film off the top of my head that Okay, there's one Ghibli film that I think is overrated. I forgot the title. I think it's Up on Poppy Hill. I think that's the one where, it's a story set after World War II, so Japan's kind of getting its, stuff back together and back to normal. And, there are these two kids in, I think, middle school. It's either middle school or high school, but, they don't get along at first, and then they start getting along because they realize they have some common ground of, like, their fathers are dead. And then, plot twist, they think they might be related. And it's like, oh, not this incest possible plot again. It's just, oh my, I hate incest plots, or implied incest plots. I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. Even if you, like, say they're not actually siblings at the end, I hate them, I hate them, I hate them. But I watched that movie, and, the whole idea of an incest plot just turned me off altogether. Like, I don't care if they end up being related, or if they end up only being related by adoption, or if they're half-siblings, or if they're not related at all at the end. It's just, incest and anything just turns me off to whatever you're trying to sell me, really. But that movie I found just, it was okay. Like, I don't see the appeal. I don't get incest plots in general. But it's fine. Like, if you want a Ghibli movie to watch in the background, or just to have something on while you're cleaning or cooking, it's fine. But, like, I think that movie's a little bit overrated. Yeah.
Zach says, Pom Poko is my overrated pick.
I never watched Pom Poko before.
That's the one with the fish, right?
No, that's Poyo. Okay, Poyo I also see as being a little bit overrated, just because it's trying to be like a Ghibli interpretation of The Little Mermaid, but it has really dire circumstances for, frankly, no reason at all. So it's weird that they try to have, like, this whole plot of, like, the world is gonna drastically change forever or be destroyed, but really it's just a little fish girl who likes ham. And who wants to, explore land and stuff. Like, why couldn't it just be kept wholesome, Like, no, they have to have, like, stakes involving death and destruction in it. It's weird. Like, so Poyo I see as being a little bit overrated as well, and I think that's one of the more popular ones. And it came out in, like, 2010, 2011-ish, I think? But yeah, Poyo I see as a little bit overrated. Yeah, like, Howl's Moving Castle I like, Spirited Away is good. Kiki's Delivery Service is cool. It's not for everybody, but I liked it. Secret World of Arietti is fine. I don't really have any other opinions on it other than it's just fine. And it's really imaginative when it comes to, like, having, like, these really tiny people, like, interacting with giant objects, so that's cool. And I haven't watched any of the newer stuff. But I know that Earwig and the Witch came out, like, last year, and it was really controversial for a lot of reasons.
Those reasons being?
Well, it's CGI, and not traditionally animated, like all the other Ghibli films are. And, in general, people say it wasn't a good movie, regardless of CGI or not. Yeah. And, it wasn't Hayao Miyazaki, it was his son Goro that, did Earwig and the Witch.
Grave of the Fireflies and Princess Mononoke.
Oh, Grave of the Fireflies is also good, yeah. It's sad, but it's good.
Tell you what, good...
Okay, if you watch a Ghibli movie, watch Grave of the Fireflies, please. Watch it. It's good.
A good anime film for you two to watch if you haven't. Weathering with You. That's a really good film.
I think I have that on my Netflix watch list, but I haven't touched it yet.
I bought the DVD of it and don't regret the purchase.
Okay, but seriously, watch Grave of the Fireflies, because you, sir, are writing a story where there's a sibling relationship that matters to the plot. Grave of the Fireflies also has a sibling relationship that matters to the plot. It's really good, and I think you'll like it, just based on that.
I'll consider it. Well, coming to the end of the stream, I didn't think we were able to beat Sonic Adventure, but hey, I actually did it.
We did it. We got through big storyline surprisingly fast, even though we thought we'd be on it for like 3 hours.
Yeah! Why the fuck was the first level the one giving me shit? Why did Froggy just catch the line normally on the others? What the fuck?
Maybe
Like-
Froggy pitied us. Also, you notice in the opening how Big just looks up at the sky like all sad and pouty, and like the sky is gray and it's trying to be serious, but because it's big, it just kind of ends up looking funny.
Anyway, do you have anything you want to add before I end the stream?
Not that I can think of.
Alright, well, yeah, do my normal outro. So, this has been Sonic Adventure for the Xbox 360. If you like what we see on your Nasimo, be sure to let me know down below. Don't know what I'm going to do next time, in honesty. I mean, yeah, Shadow the Hedgehog's still fucked. I was hoping to start that, but that doesn't seem to be the case.
Oh, what happened? The game just refuses to work?
Yeah, I want to get it cleaned again. So I'm going to be testing that over the weekend to see if it works there. Basically, I'm playing through all the game to see like if I could play through all of it without the disc crashing in some parts. If I can, then great. If not, then yeah, it looks like that'll be the end of that stream idea, which really sucks. I really want to get that done.
You get to listen to the music playing.
Could it be a situation where it's just that particular disc? Like if you get a different disc, it might work that time, or
No idea, because I bought Shadow the Hedgehog 3 times and they've all been fucked. So
maybe you know how like everyone kept expecting like glitches in the 06 stream, but we kept finding glitches everywhere else. Maybe that curse is like, okay, 06 was fine. Everything else is a little bit glitchy, but just Shadow refuses to work.
I don't know. Well, yeah, I don't know. Hey, if I can get if Shadow works without any problems, then you know that's going to be the stream next week. If not, I'll have to pull something out of my ass and see what I can do. Maybe it might be
You could
too.
always do Skullgirls. That could be fun.
I want to do let streams, not weekend streams. I mean, you know, maybe I'll do my number 9 twice. Maybe I'll bite the bullet, do a Minecraft stream. Who knows? Maybe I'll scrape the bottom of the barrel for some ideas. Anyway, that's all I got to say, really. Other than subscribe. See you later. Thank you guys so much for watching. She's Author Son, and I'm Such Major Mario saying.